Hi and welcome to Aussie Rush. It's been so long since I made this type of video where I just show you my creations. Most of the creations I'm showing here are up for new homes on my Etsy shop. I have the link in the description box below if you are interested in having one of my creations. So now I have these two glow-in-the-dark fantasy fish left, and the green fish was inspired by Haku Dragon and the black one was inspired by the puppet from Five Nights at Freddy's. These glow beautifully in the dark. All you have to do is hold it under the lamp and let the glow-in-the-dark powder particles charge, or you can place it under the sunlight. These come with a memo holder clip that you can easily glue on. I did not glue them on because I want you to make the choice on where you want to place it on the ridges of the ashtray. And here I have these two fantasy fish pendants. I love Haku Dragon, so I had to make him again as a pendant form. I like the colors better on this one than the one in the ashtray. And the orange fish is inspired by Ninetales from Pokemon and Naruto. And these two have a large zircon at the center and it shines like a diamond. I used UV resin to glaze these fishes and it gives off a super shiny effect and makes the whole piece a lot stronger. However, the only thing that I don't like about using UV resin is that it doesn't go well with smooth surface. It will leave a thick layer of resin in certain areas and have spot finish. I will still use the gloss that I've been using for years, but only use UV resin for special effects like water and raindrops. I also use rhinestones that I got from Moon Spears on Etsy. I have her Etsy shop link in the description box below if you are interested in using the rhinestones for your creations. Next one, I have this fantasy octopus. Yes, I know I have like too many fantasy creations so far, but this is the last one, I promise. And this octopus is inspired by Dark Crafty Ninja and Nerdy Crafter. If you haven't seen Dark Crafty Ninja's fabulous octopus pendants, you are missing out. They are so beautiful. Also, Nerdy Crafter made an octopus on a plate tutorial, and these two amazing crafters made me want to make one myself. Because I'm more into fantasy and glow-in-the-dark stuff, I had to make this one with spikes and add stuff like zircon to it. I got rid of these suckers on the tentacles because it was just too much to make, and you know, sometimes less is more. There are quite a lot of changes made on this creation, as I will show you in another video that's coming out soon. So I will explain more details and process that I took to make this. So next I have these three musical mice I made, and tutorial on making these is out already. The story behind these little guys was that Banggood sent me a miniature violin, and it was actually quite big for my Pomerol clay creation. At first I wanted to make a musical dragon playing the violin, but the design didn't pass the initial stage, so I scratched that idea. And one day there was a little mouse got trapped in the mouse trap, and the idea just clicked. Instead of making a big dragon, I can make several small mice, and that was how the idea came from. I didn't do sketch on these. Instead, I designed them as I started making a simple shape with the clay. The pocket was inspired by Minions, by the way, and each mouse has a music note on them. I don't know much about music and the music notes, so I just looked up some symbols and pinned them on. I used cat eye capuchon for the eyes, which is safe to bake and it gives off really nice effect. Now I'm going to show the Studio Ghibli inspired dragon pendant and one Pikachu dragon. I'm starting off with No Face because it was the one that triggered the idea of making my favorite Studio Ghibli characters into a dragon form. Here is the initial sketch, and there is a slight difference when making him with clay. I used cat eye capuchon for the eye, which is available on my Etsy shop. I used rhinestone from Moon Spears. I love using those for my creations. No face would be difficult to identify without the mask, and that was also the main design element, so I had to include that. The mask is painted with acrylic paint and glazed with UV resin, so in person you will see a very nice coat of clear resin protecting the paint. This one is Totoro inspired dragon, and he is holding a white Totoro. This piece has glow-in-the-dark clay and there are raindrops on the leaf, which is made from UV resin. I used glass bead for the eye on this one. Glass beads are safe to bake and I got them on Etsy. For all of these inspired dragons, I have included rhinestones. Here is a sketch. I will keep showing you the sketch I did so that you can see my thought process and what changes I made. For the glow-in-the-dark clay, you will have to charge it under a lamp or the sunlight and you will see it glow. You might not recognize this one, but it is Gigi the cat from Kiki's Delivery Service. I made him holding a bell instead of a broom because I had the bell for over a year and I've never used it in any of my creations. Plus the broom, I have to pre-bake it and then use it. It was just a bit troublesome. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that these pendants are flat on the back and it's just a lot easier to make it this way. If these pendants are complete 3D, it will take me probably a month to finish all of them and just a lot of work. My favorite has to be this one. This is inspired by Princess Mononoke Sun Mask. The thing is that the design goes well in the dragon form and the color is so bright, which I like. It's red, it's bold, and it's a bit fresh to look at. She is holding a kodama and it glows in the dark just like in the film. I really like this one. Here you can see how it is when it glows in the dark. So the next one is this Teto Fox from Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, but he also appeared in Castle in the Sky. There was a scene where several of this playing with the Nebula robot, and that's why he is holding the head of the robot. I only made a few modifications to this Teto because he was already in the animal form and I didn't want to ruin his beauty. What I like about this one is the dangling tail, which adds a bit of playfulness to him. The difficult part was mixing the color. I believe I mixed like 3 different color clay to get this shade of brown, but other than that, it was pretty fun to make. Alright, so here is Cat Buzz, which was another one that was difficult to adapt into a dragon form because he is already in a feline form. And what I did was I simplified him instead. He is holding Susu Watari since they both appeared in my neighbor Totoro. My favorite part of this piece is the glow-in-the-dark eye, which I used the glow-in-the-dark powder and UV resin. The eye glows brightly because the powder was super concentrated. I also gave him a dangling tail just like Teto. Now I feel I should have given Totoro a dangling tail too. Oh well. Maybe next time. The most difficult piece I have to say is this one. This is Turnip Head inspired dragon. The hard part is the tuxedo. I feel weird that it's wearing clothes because the other pendants, well, you can say they are naked, but after a couple of designs that I went through with this one, I was like, why not? It's not weird at all for a dragon to wear a tuxedo and a hat and a pipe in his mouth. Yeah, not weird at all. Yeah, it's not. He is holding Calcifer because that was the easiest one to make and I love Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle. And here is a quick comparison of the sizes. The biggest one is about 3 inches tall. My second favorite is this Nebula Stone inspired dragon. Oh, by the way, I made a combination of necklace and earrings on my Etsy shop. These make great gifts for the holiday and you will get 10% off with coupon code HOLIDAY. Alright, so when making this dragon, I was stuck on the position because it was hard to think of what stuff she would be holding. So I was looking through Instagram for inspirations and I came across Avia Alcero's account and oh my god, her creations are amazing. If you don't know about her, I highly recommend you checking her out. I have the link in the description box. Everything she makes is like a touch of gold. I have thought about making a Nebula dragon for over a year and I want to use this blue pearl clay, but I was afraid that it would look like Mystique from X-Men. Thankfully, this one turned out like a Nebula stone. The symbol is etched on the back and it is filled with gold paint. This one also has a glow-in-the-dark eye, and it was perfect to add on that detail because when the Nebula stone glows or levitates, it has that blue color. The eye is made with glow-in-the-dark powder and UV resin. I don't know if this is true, but it seems like Scoby, the company, stopped making this particular blue pearl color clay. It's been a year and I still couldn't find more of this. Alright, so the last one is this Pikachu dragon holding a Pokeball. It is a bit random with all the other Studio Ghibli characters, but this is actually the third one I made before making more of the Studio Ghibli characters. Each of these took about an hour to 3 hours to make, not including the designing parts, of course. With that, it will take a lot longer. All of these are looking for new owners, a new home. I didn't record the process on these because I had very limited free time, and if you want to own one or support my work, you can do so by purchasing something on my Etsy shop. I don't plan on remaking on any of these, so once they are gone, they are gone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!